to reply. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to meet you. My name is Master Joseph Jackson. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I would like to post a reply to the gentleman, the Navy member who made the video about rant that's going so viral right now. Couple things I'm going to touch up on. This is the first thing is that I don't like is that he said slavery happened 400 years ago. Nah, bro. Slavery started 400 years ago. Slavery started in 1619. So technically, if we're going on the 400-year time scale, we are still in slavery, which would make sense only from a spiritual standpoint. That being, if we are truly God's chosen people. Now, I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm not going against him. I'm not in opposition with him. I actually want to applaud him. Maybe which should be what I did first, but then again, this is not a prepared response. For going to the Navy and how you said that all people should be equal, and I do agree. That's the same thing that I want. It's the same thing that we want, and I can speak coming from this standpoint of what someone might call a typical young black male. The Black Lives Matter type. So the thing about Black Lives Matter, I never did like Black Lives Matter from the get-go, simply because of the simplicity of its nature. I feel like if we could do that same thing, but had a group of young, educated black men like myself leading it, then it would be different. Because the things about Black Lives Matter, that was started, in police retaliation. I don't like that. That's the same ignorance that plagues the streets. Black men killing each other, behind the money, behind the weed, behind, being the real, who gonna be the realest, which that in itself is a stupid. But you have to look at how this all started. Not giving them a pass, because I disagree with it, because they do not have an excuse to be killing up each other the way that they're doing. I blame the media for that. I blame the media and the music, the image. But anyway, as far as what this young man said, I don't disagree with him, but I'm coming from a different side of the tracks. Me personally, I would never fight for this country. Not to offend anyone, not that I don't like this country, but when you add up the 400 years of slavery, 1619. Let's put 1919, before we even had civil rights. The lynchings, the racism, the amount of hate that we've received far outweighs the amount of racism that's being portrayed by the black community today. And that stems from the black community being angry, and rightfully so. If you add up how much has been done to us, not to still be angry at the white people today, but I feel as if there's a debt that has to be paid. I should be rich by now for what my forefathers went through. We built this land. The numerous inventions that have not been copyrighted on the many black inventors. Black people have started schools and have been shut down by government and other rich spiritual wickedness in high places. You get some of these covert racists in high places, that creates a lot of problems. And to add on top of that, the amount of racism that a lot of y'all don't see, that young men like myself deal with every day. Everywhere we go, or a lot of times we go, is some white person looking at us funny, probably supporting the points that my my fellow citizen, however I'm addressing him, probably supporting those same points. A lot of those with prejudices that people see me, they judge me because of my hair, because of the way I carry myself, or because of the way I look, and prejudices and other things. When you add it up, it's just a lot to deal with. Now, the Black Lives Matter movement, I think we should change that because I never liked the idea in the first place. I think it was started by someone who, no offense to whoever it was started by, I think we need young leaders like myself and black educated men to have this movement, because we don't want any problems with white people. But I do feel like we should have some kind of repayment for what has been done, because systematically it still has an impact on a lot of black people today. You got to think about it. A lot of white people's grandparents owned us, uh, own people. They own black people, so they got a foot ahead. So you add that up, and you add how long it took for people to get rights. Then you add the mental distress. White people, no people can really even understand the mental duress that black people go through today. Everything on TV to the news to it's so much you can't even imagine how bad. You can't even imagine how bad it really is unless you walk in this skin. I say skin because I want to get to this point right here, which might be my final point. But this is going to be the beginning of something. When I step into, I always want to give all glory to God, being in the first place. I always want to give all glory to God. I can't forget that as He elevates me to this position, that He's going to be using me in mighty ways. It's all right to boast for what God does. So God being said the spirit of peace. So this nation was founded on biblical principles. How in the world does a nation founded on biblical principles treat a group of people the way that it has been treated today? Okay. We can and not issue some type of national repayment, acknowledgement or something. And to black people, my fellow brethren and my fellow sisters, y'all need to get y'all act together, man. It's time to stop killing each other over stupid stuff. Who want to be the gangster? Because I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. A lot of these gangsters, a lot of these people y'all scared of, afraid of, a lot of these men, and this is not just black, this is amongst all races. It's bad people in all races. A lot of them are cowards, man. But it's time to stand up, because it's not about race no more. As much as this discussion is about race, as much as race affects us, it's not about race anymore. Now it's about good and it's about bad. It's about good and evil. There's so much more. It's about good and evil. I was getting at, it's a lot of cowards in every community. If you see something going bad, like I'm going to use rapists for example, because I just don't like, it's a lot of raping, it's a lot of sin, and there's a lot of terrible things going on in the black community and around the world right now. But God's going to use us. God's going to use me. God's going to use His people. If we are His people. So I don't hate white people. What I hate is racism. What I hate is when I walk into a room and I feel those eyes on me. I feel those eyes of people looking at me as if it's a certain look. It's a look. You know it. And to the white people, we forgive you, but we still would like our reparations and our repayment. I don't think it'll be peace in this country until then, because a lot of people growing up in the streets, the only thing that kept me out of the streets was a mom that whooped me, education, and a lot of people that entrusted things in me. It's a lot of things that people don't even know that people go through on a daily basis. So white people, don't be afraid of black people coming and get you. Just give us some reparations. The only white people that should be worried about black people coming and get us are people who hate black people simply because they are black. Or simply because, yeah, they are black. The color of our skin. Most people say, oh, I'm not racist. But if you go back and watch Jane Elliott, you get to it, it's hard to not be racist in this country simply because of the media. Again, and the way everything is portrayed. So yeah, go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/JOEKING44 at yahoo.com. I bind the devil in the name. All we want is peace. Anyone who tries to disturb that is the enemy. I encourage you all to look within yourselves. Examine yourselves. Everybody. Black people and white people. Examine yourself. And ask yourself if you are doing what's right. Deep down in your heart, you know. I'm talking to myself right now. I'm not ashamed of myself. I've carried myself the right way. Everywhere I went. I've been disrespected by black people. I've been disrespected by white people. My granddad fought in the army. My uncle fought in the army. And they have white people who treat me like I don't belong here.